Happy Monday, everyone. I mean, do I sound happy? Well, let's make this Monday a fun Monday. Um, Today, I'm going to show you a brand new Turbokit that we've just added to our website. The turbo is made by a Taiwanese company called Arashi Dynamics. It's an affordable turbo, and these Taiwanese turbos actually come with some stigma that they are crap turbos. They're being compared to old '90s eBay turbos where they basically split apart at the seams and things like that. Fortunately, from what we have seen with the Arashi Dynamics turbo, there has been great results. There really hasn't been any failures that points to a poor quality product from Arashi. So, a lot of times before we list a product on our website, even though it's not our direct product, we like to kind of see what the market is like with the product before we list it, because we don't want to list products that are going to fail on you. A lot of the customers shop at our website trusting that we're going to have quality parts on our website. So to keep truth to that, we don't list parts right away when they first come out. We make sure to see how the parts do, see how that company does, etc., etc., until we decide to use the product on our site. With that said, the whole reason why we started looking at the Arashi Turbo is because earlier this month, we were notified by ATP Turbo that they were discontinuing their Genesis Coupe line. So what ATP used to do is they used to take the Garrett turbo lines and make their own housing to mate to the Genesis Coupe manifolds, which actually we used to sell quite a few of. I'll link the video like right up here about our Garrett turbo kits that we used to sell. Because ATP discontinued that, we had to make adjustments and find new turbo kits to basically replace the product. And while doing our research, Arashi Dynamics made the cut. So following, me talking right here, we're going to do an opening of the box. Gonna see what's all inside, see what's all included, show you the different features that this turbo has, and then give you a breakdown of the types of turbos they offer in the kit, and what kind of horsepower levels you can actually expect. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's start by showing you how these things are packaged. Well, here it is, folks. The Arashi Dynamics Turbo. The box, when you first receive it, you will notice how well packaged this thing is. If anything, I think this, just from box to box perspective, looks better than any of the Garrett turbo kits I've received in the past. It's well packaged, so I mean that's that. Box really doesn't count, but first impression is everything, right? When you first open the box, there is a little piece of paper that tells you what to check over before you consider yourself finished with the installation of the turbo. It's packaged super well, like I said before. When you look inside the box here, the first thing you notice on the side is all the accessories, all the water line, oil line, gaskets, the return fitting, and everything you'll need basically. The return fitting, however, may not work with the BK2 engines. You may just have to transfer over your OEM ones. They also give you this little nifty t-shirt. That's totally up to you if you want to wear it, but it's there. Also a tote bag. Everybody loves little freebie things, right? So here's their little tote bag. And then this little piece is what holds your wastegate springs. So depending on what your tuner wants or what your base boost you want it to be, you can choose from there. There's also this little thing. Bear with me while I try to operate one-handed because my other hand is holding the camera. There's a little card that shows your serial number of the turbo. You can keep that handy. This little thing that looks like a turbine. Super cool. What's in it? We'll find out when I'm able to open it just using one hand. Look at this. Look how skilled I am on this one. I'm trying to open it without destroying everything. And I was very successful in doing so, I might add. So this one, it seems like a magnet, like a refrigerator magnet type keychain. This looks like some kind of a flow chart. I have no idea what it's supposed to show, but there's a chart. And some more freebie stickers and things like that. And I believe this little pack here is supposed to show us different lineup of turbos that they have. Yes, I was right. All right, so now let's get to the turbo. Okay, so this example here is a GT3071R ball bearing turbo from Arashi Dynamics. It sports the Hyundai OEM blow-off valve flange. So technically, you don't even need an aftermarket blow-off valve if you don't have one to run this turbo kit. I mean, it's always nice to upgrade, but it's there if you don't have it. It is an internally wastegated turbo. If you look at the exhaust housing here, this actually fits the BK102 housing pattern. So once again, it shows that it is a direct bolt-on. Look at how big that turbine wheel is inside there. And then if you look on this side, you could see the Hyundai flange. So this one bolts directly into the BK1 Hyundai manifold or the MXP manifold that we actually pair this with for our turbo kits. Again, showing the inlet here with how stuffed this turbo is really. It's maximizing the housing as much as it can, and here you're seeing the adjustable wastegate with different springs that you could put in there as well. All right, so I'm back. I don't know if you're glad to see my face, but I'll make it a small face in the corner here. We're going to take a look at the website and show you how the different options work on our website and what sizing is available turbo-wise for your Genesis Coupe. So if you look at the title of the actual product, 350 to 500 horsepower turbo kit. Pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to make this as easy as possible for the end user to select what they want. The first drop-down menu, you choose between the 2 years. The BK1, 2010 through 12, BK2, 2013 through 14. There is extra parts needed for the BK2, hence the extra upcharge of $50 that covers the parts. As for the turbos, they actually have horsepower rating next to them. These are estimated horsepower ratings, and that is only showing you what the horsepower rating would be running 20 to 23 pounds of boost at the crank. So take it with a grain of salt. It's just something to give you an idea of what turbo you should be getting. What goal you should be setting with the turbo that you're receiving as well. Again, these are crank horsepower, not wheel horsepower. So obviously, if you want 300 wheel horsepower, you can go with a 350 horsepower turbo, run 20 psi, make 300 wheel horsepower. If you wanted to make 400 wheel horsepower, I would at least go with the TD05 3071R or with the ball bearing. That's what the BB stands for at the end. JB stands for journal bearing. So I would at least go with the TD05 GT3071R, or even bump yourself up to the TD06 GT3071R. The one that you saw in the video is the TD06 SL2 GT3071R, which will get you 400 at the wheels. If you want something that's capable of a little bit more, you could always go with the AR3 ball bearing turbo. Keep in mind, every time you step up to a bigger turbo, there is going to be more lag on the turbo, because the bigger the turbo, the more lag it has, but it does make more power up top. So you have to balance that depending on how you want the car to behave, what you're going to be using the car for, and things like that. So let's just say, for example, somebody wants a 400 wheel horsepower car. So we selected the TD06 GT3071R ball bearing turbo. O2 housing wise, we used to supply these, but we stopped doing it because EPA started cracking down pretty bad on all the downpipe and O2 housing manufacturers. They don't want anybody defeating emissions equipment like the catalytic converter. Now, with that said, the BK1 catalytic converter does flow pretty well for a catalytic converter. So if you can't find a cat delete of some sort, you could always run the OEM BK1 catalytic converter. If you have a BK2 car, you definitely need to go out and purchase the BK1 for this to work. So yeah, that's your option there. As for the manifold, we're pairing this with MXP manifold with no other options. We're just doing this that way we can assemble everything for you and give it to you in a package that's super easy for you to install. Less points of mistakes for it to happen and things like that. And on top of that, the OEM BK1 manifold is horribly designed. It's a log design that doesn't flow well, so we recommend highly against using that. So the MXP manifold is now a requirement to use with this kit. Um, as for the boost controller, you're going to have three different options: the GFB manual boost controller, GFB GeForce 3 electronic boost controller, and then the Greddy ProFect electronic boost controller. I personally prefer the electronic over the manual. I like the Greddy one more than the GFB one, just because of the way that the product is packaged, the way the product is, the little accessories that come with it for you to install, all the mounting solutions and things like that that comes with it. It is worth that extra cost that there is, from the GFB GeForce 3. So that's what I would recommend. And, following up this video, I will make another video showing you the Greddy ProFect electronic boost controller and what I like so much about it compared to any other boost controllers on the market. So there's that. So you choose whatever you want. Like I said, I do recommend the electronic boost controller over the manual. The short reason being is that electronic boost controllers do have overboost protection, whereas a manual boost controller does not. So just for that alone, I would do that. Also, the electronic boost controllers also double as a boost gauge, so you don't need a separate boost gauge to monitor your boost. Okay. Then spark plugs. These NGK 2309s are two-step Kohler plugs. These are required. You never want to run more boost, more ignition timing on the stock heat range plugs. That is the easiest way to go and destroy your engine. So spend the $50, buy the extra two-step Kohler spark plugs to make sure your engine functions well. The $150 charge for miscellaneous parts required to assemble. Unfortunately, in order for us to assemble the kit, there's a lot of parts that go together that's not included within the turbo or in the manifold or any other parts. So we do have to order those separately, and we can't just give them away. So there is a $150 charge for that. At the end of the day, after it's all said and done. I mean, I've pretty much selected all the options. That's the most expensive options that you could choose, and it is still a kit that comes in at $2,274.55. I mean, this kit is cheap. I mean, that's very affordable pricing to get to 400 wheel horsepower out of your Genesis Coupe. So, consider this kit in your next purchase. I would highly recommend it. Like I said, there's different turbo options to choose from. We try to make it as easy as possible for you. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. I will bring you more product reviews like these along with car reviews that I've been doing. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. I mean, every time you click like for us and you subscribe to our videos, it helps the channel grow. And when the channel grows, it helps me make even better videos down the road. I know my videos aren't really professional, but I do hope that all my videos do help you out in your future plans with your cars and things like that. So help a brother out, all right? I'll see you on the next one.